So we have Mercury in Gemini, and then we have the amplifying power of the Sun on Mercury in Gemini. So our mind has an incredible capacity for expansion in this moment. Our communicative abilities have an incredible opportunity to expand also. Why did I focus on freeing your future self? Who better to have a conversation with? Because that is what Gemini loves, conversations with others in order to learn and grow. Who better to have a conversation with than ourselves? This inspiration came to me about future self as I was reflecting on my past self. This is something I've been doing a lot personally, and it really started kicking in probably 2 years ago when I started reflecting back on who I was when I was a teacher. And I was working hard, long hours, I was overdoing my Virgo energy. And also I'm a Gemini moon, which means I have this, very heady energy. So, and this is also something you will want to discover is where is Gemini in your chart? This will say something very specific about you. So what house that is in. But I was reflecting on that time. I was stressed out, high anxiety. I was in the job that I wanted, that I had worked so hard to get, yet I was in this perpetual angst, perpetual anxiety. But I was making money. I was saving money. So when it came the time for my intuition to override my intellect or the over-functioning of my intellect, oh, this is a great job. I got security. I got all the things. Yet I have high anxiety and high angst, and I'm not happy. When it was time, my intuition was able to say, you're going to be okay. You're going to be safe. And it took a while for me to understand that physically. Probably 2 years ago, I started reflecting back on my past self. That past self was hustling in order to make this reality possible. I was saving when I was working hard in order to be able to use that savings to make the decision to leave my work. Now, a logical person or somebody who's in the idea of retirement, who believes in all this, and it doesn't sound very logical. It doesn't sound very smart. How can she use her savings in order to make this kind of decision? And I had to. There was no other choice. I couldn't live in that kind of anxiety, and I couldn't live with that also with a baby on the way. I was not going to perpetuate that energy. So my child was another example. That was another example of the past self, me, was like, should I have a kid? Should I not have a kid? Should I have a kid? Should I not have a kid? This was part of the anxiety, incredible anxiety. And finally, intuition came in and said, yeah, just try. First go, pregnant. This was a sign that it was time. And in that experience, I knew that I had to also leave my job. So that is all past self energy that if I was looking at it from a critical, negative perspective, would say, I could have regret. Oh, look at all those years you put into that job, hustling, burning out, working for the money, not only having a kid until you were 40. I could put that twist to it. I could make it sound like I was late. I was not on time. However, that past self, I couldn't be who I am today without that. So there's this continuum of past self, current self, future self. Of course, they're all the same. So if we can tap into that energy of the past self with the current I, that means we can connect with the current I and the future self. That is technically, from our perspective, we don't really see it yet. And it feels very mysterious. And how could we jump into that? We can jump into that because we have proof of what we did before is affecting us positively now. The proof is now.